So anyway, we're at my case, and we know that, judgment was supposed to be entered before he even filed an appeal, and we know he didn't.
So Alexa, what's the date today?
AlaskaCourts.gov.
Today is Friday, June 6th.
And Alexa, what's today's date?
Get your day started with motivational
Friday,
quotes and
June
more.
6th.
Would you like to enable this routine?
Friday,
No.
June 6th. So we're going to go
No
down
problem.
here real slow. Now, I'll tell you what happened in the case. They never file divorce papers. They never serve them. So they never serve a complaint or divorce papers at all, nothing. The complaint and the papers are not served. So that's the first thing. So he filed divorce on 10/6/2015, and they never serve any divorce papers. Okay, and I just find that out this year. So it was supposed to be an incomplete J and dismissed on those grounds alone, because they had an incomplete filing. But this is an identity fraud case is what it is. So they're stealing my identity and they're hiding my husband's identity. Okay, so let's go back up here to explain that. His name is Kevin Alfonsi Elgie at this date, and I am Kim Elgie, okay? And so he's hid his California jurisdiction from court. He told me he changed his name from Kevin Alfonsi Elgie to Kevin Alfonsi. Then he's established residency in California. Now he's coming to Alaska and he's filing suit against me, and they're going to steal my identification, to steal my entire estate, including a trust fund that my mother leaves me. Okay, so we'll go on down here. This is a 9-year divorce, so it's going to take a while to get through here. So they don't file divorce papers, they don't serve them, there's no certificate of service shown to serve divorce papers. All these documents are never submitted, and they're required to submit, it says, please file the required documents. I mean, that's just like, what else are they doing? If they're not even making you, here, you can have a driver's license. Yeah, we'll change your name on it. And they've done everything else. So if this part of the government is this dysfunctional, you know the rest of it is. So they falsify child support, so me and my son are destitute. That's the whole point of this crime, is to destitute us and financially ruin us, and then steal our identity and make us disappear, basically. So we get ripped off the child support because he's hiding the business in California and the assets of 3 businesses here in Alaska. And 2 of them had tax returns, which they never submitted to court. He worked for the 302, so they just submitted some pay stubs from there, and then they hid all the assets of 3 businesses, the one in California and then 2 businesses up here. Which I don't care. It's the stealing my life part that, God don't like that part. He's going to raise holy wrathing hell on you. Of course, he doesn't raise holy hell because his wrath is far worse. Appeal filed in the Supreme Court on 10/2/2017, 10/2/2017. There was never judgment entered, right? So we're going to go up here. We see there's an appeal filed in the Supreme Court.
And they're motioning for judgment.
Right here, too. Request for judgment. They're requesting judgment on 9/27/2017. Judge won't file it. You can only file an appeal
once it's entered.
If judgment's been entered. Judgment's never been entered, right? So Kevin ignores it. He files an appeal. You can see it, right? So you're looking for that. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, judge hasn't come out with his judgment.
He refuses to record judgment against
Kevin
me.
is filing an appeal because divorce was done. You gotta go back up here still. On August 31st, 2017. So he has 30 days to file an appeal. Divorce granted. Okay. And he's gonna file an appeal. Stop it.
Still have to have it entered on the docket.
But he doesn't. He doesn't submit his appeal until May.
Of
Notice of filing
2018.
proposed judgment on 9/20/2017. An appeal filed on 10/2/2017.
But
But
it
what
shows
does the
it.
judge never do? He doesn't enter judgment. It's not even a final judgment till he enters judgment. See? Notice of filing proposed judgment. You can't file an appeal unless there's a judgment. Appeal filed.
They never enter judgment, and yeah, and then they say that they're filing this appeal, you know, after 30 days after a judgment's been entered, when no judgment's been entered, and then they really don't file the appeal until, like, if you look at the appeals court brief, it says it was filed on May 2nd, 2018. Doesn't matter. The whole thing is there needed to be a judgment entered before they could file an appeal, and there never was.
Supreme Court case S6846. This is all staged against me to steal my identity and then make me disappear. After they get all my crap, steal my trust fund, then they're going to make me disappear. Motion for judgment and attorney's fees. How can you motion for judgment and attorney fees and you're filing for an appeal?
You can do anything you want. It's Alaska,
Motion
for God's sake.
judgment and attorney's fees. And you filed an appeal. Appeal filed. Yep. Okay, so this is how this case goes.
It is.
It's pretty comical.
And they're
in a
like,
really
you know
sick
what's really
way.
sad is they have to get me.
Okay.
They're just like, oh no, we're getting her. We're getting her. And they have no idea. All these people are watching in horror because they know I'm not the only one it's going to happen to. You might have a nice house one of these guys want. Or, you know, a daughter. Or something else. It works in the crusty ass police state works in all kinds of interesting ways. Not just with estate robberies.
So then they go on to motion to amend the decree because they're going to change his name back to Kevin Alfonsi when it's already Kevin Alfonsi.
Well, it wasn't Kevin Alfonsi, but, well, I mean, he filed suit as Kevin Alfonsi when he was hiding his
Steal
name. Then
my
they
pension
motioned to
from
change his
me.
name back to the same name.
Oh my God, I just can't believe how they are.
Nobody would have believed it. I ran into a lady tonight that had her trust fund stolen too. She's been up here her whole life. She had it stolen. I was shocked. But somebody got murdered in their family. Oh, they want to do it here
See?
too. Yeah.
Notice of filing proposed judgment and clearing to 4/3/2018. He's already filed an appeal. Right? So you can see their plans.
Yeah.
But they lie to the appeals court and then they show him filing an appeal in May. Like I said, the case reopened. But judgment's never entered, right? So how can you file an appeal if judgment is never entered? You saw no judgment entered.
Yep, no entered.
And he's making crazy man's asking I get a psych evaluation.
Yeah, crazy
Tells
SOB.
people that I'm a slut and I cheat and all these other things that I don't ever do. Never done.
Assassinates my character.
He really badmouths me for years, even when we're together and I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
And he's a very, very convincing liar. Trust me, I've been a victim of his convincing lying. Notice of return of jurisdiction from Court of Appeals or Supreme Court. Original appeal record located in records management scanned image record available. Yep. Notice of return of jurisdiction. Another one. Filed routed to judge. Yep. But there's no judgment entered, right? And you can't file an appeal unless a judgment's entered.
Yep.
So Judge Heath was supposed to record judgment against me from a 6/15/2018 omnibus order. So we'll go up here and we'll take a look at it. And it is right there. So Kevin's already filed an appeal. The judge has never put judgment against me. So omnibus order, yeah. Notice of filing proposed judgment. Yeah. So anyway, but what you will never find on the court docket is judgment entered. So anyway, right there, he is filing, he's motioning for judgment. They keep motioning for judgment because Judge Heath refused to put judgment against me from the August 31st, 2017 order. He wouldn't put judgment against me. So they keep asking him to, and he refuses to. And then Kevin just asks for psych evaluations of me all the time because they're going to use that and falsify my sanity in probation court. Probation court. That's what they'd like. In probate court, they're going to falsify my identification, steal my identity, and get a trust fund that my mom leaves me. And they made fun of me the other day, and God said, oh, yeah, no. So anyway, yeah, they never put judgment entered on the docket. That makes a judgment official, and they will never do it in this case because they're billing a trust fund, so they want to have it keep it open. That's why you're supposed to record judgments in cases with the amount as required by law. So people can't do this kind of crap and go behind the back and start adding to the judgment
Manipulating
and
it.
stuff, right?
Makes up permanent records that can't be manipulated.
I gotta imagine he's telling the judge at this date that I'm not doing visitation, and he's hiding. He's a California resident, and I get in trouble from the court. And most of these people know he's hiding in California. They know it. Now I just find out. I go to vital statistics on 7/5/2019. So on 7/8/2019, I said I motioned for a legal divorce decree with the trial courts and recording at vital statistics. Because I found out he hid his legal name all the way through court. I said I motioned for the court to acknowledge Kevin Alfonsi did not use his full legal name, Kevin Alfonsi LG, all through divorce court proceedings. That's the name that ends up on the trust fund. But they're hiding stuff right now. But yeah, I don't know if they know it yet. But crap's gonna come out. You do know that it has already. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to. They get off on torturing people. But people are starting to see it now. And they're like, what a corrupt piece of crap system. You know, they're starting to see it. Even it goes all the way, to the Supreme Court? What the hell? Yeah,
he tried to take, here he is hiding in California at this date. And he is wanting to take total custody away from me. He wants control. You know, he wants that ultimate control. And he likes to control my finances. I mean, that's why he went for the trust fund. You know, he knew, you know. So, yeah, he wants that full control.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Me to be incapacitated.
Yeah,
he's got my money.
No, you can't have a quarter. Oh, well, and even if it's your own money, he tries to steal it from you and control it. Yeah. Because that's what he likes to do. He met other control freaks.
Yep.
I already took a psych evaluation. I have a grade 7 anxiety disorder due to long life abuse.
And here's more abuse.
Started when I was a child with abusers. Then they have us go into a custody investigation. That guy was like, the mother needs to remain guardian. But, you know, or I mean, she needs to remain having full custody. So Judge Heath won't record judgment against me. It's a judgment denied stay, but they drag me back to court and relitigated the judgment, right? But what don't they ever do? They never put judgment entered on the court docket because they don't want to set figure. Now, it said that the judgment amount is $34,000. Then they stole my pension. We're supposed to deduct it, but they never do. What they want to do is keep it open so they can bill the trust fund for fees that I know nothing about, right? It's being hidden from me. So they opened the case on 12/23/2020 on the pretenses of dealing with child support, but they don't. And they go on to, you look at the motion, it doesn't say anything about relitigating Judge Heath's judgment. But they do. And they don't say that's why they're reopening the case. Motion to open case and recalculate child support. It doesn't say we're going to relitigate Judge Heath's judgment from a judgment denied and give Kim Elgee a judgment of monetary figure. They don't say that. That's not why they're opening the case.
It's illegal to do.
Okay. So yeah, Kevin filed the Supreme Court action. You know, they came back.
Will.
And there was never a judgment entered. There's never been a judgment entered, even to this date. Yeah. And it's supposed to be. Before you can start going after somebody for writs or anything, you're supposed to have judgment entered in the court docket. Now, see,
with all
they do
the
it
figures
again.
And everything.
So they relitigate the judgment denied stay from the 6/15 2018 omnibus order, and then they give me judgment.
Monetary.
Right, again.
But they
so
won't
this is the
record
second time I'm
They won't
being
record it
judged
on
the
the
same thing. Judge Heath did a judgment denied. Now it's being judged by Cagle, and he actually gives me a monetary judgment.
But they won't
Right?
record it.
Okay. But what does he ever do? He doesn't put judgment entered, and he doesn't put an amount owed. And they're doing this on purpose. And there's already been an appeal filed in this case.
They came back.
You would have to put judgment and then amount owed, and then you could file an appeal. No, they don't do any. They do whatever they want in this case. They do whatever they want. This is just getting to be the point of Nazi-ness. You know, I mean, this is turning in. This is how your state quietly turns into a police state, right? And you don't, it happens real quiet,
Yeah.
you know, where it starts happening to certain people, just like in Nazi Germany. Amended judgment, but what don't they ever record? Judgment entered in the docket. It is not official unless it's recorded. Why won't they do that in this case? Because they do not show, if there's an actual judgment recorded in there, shows a legal divorce actually took place.
They don't want it to.
So no judgment entered is ever done. The reason they put it on the docket is so the figures can't be manipulated later on.
That's why it's
because they're
required.
pieces of paper. If you put it on the court docket, people printed it out. There's a permanent record. That's why they put it on the court docket. So it can't be manipulated.
Yeah.
So all judgments are supposed to be recorded on the court docket. The court clerk's supposed to do that. So yeah, they go and they do a judgment and then they amend the judgment. They're just like, but they never put judgment entered on the court docket ever, right?
Never.
Yeah, they never do it. Yeah, where was it? 8/6/2021. Judgment. They will not put judgment entered because they don't want any permanent record. It can't be. If they do that, then it can't get manipulated.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So, and that's why it's required by law they do it, so it can't get manipulated. They're already doing manipulation, amended judgment. They're doing manipulation. What are they amending? We don't know. They're amended judgment. It could be changed tomorrow. You know, we don't know. They're not going to put it on the docket. They don't want a permanent record. This creates a permanent record.
They don't want costs of permanent record. I don't want to put
Because
an
people are
amount.
printing it out. People can call you on it if they can print it out. Nobody can print this out, can they? That's why you're supposed to have a judgment and judgment entered on the docket. Start doing writs. You're not supposed to be able to do any writs, anything, seize property, nothing unless that judgment's entered on that docket.
It's a guess to what the judgment amount is, and that's the way they wanted it. They wanted it to be a guess. They can say anything they want if it's never recorded on the docket. It's $2 million. It's whatever we want this week.
No, I never got. Durham said they never did get well, now we can see that. Judgment entered hasn't been entered. You shouldn't have been serving writs to anybody.
Yeah.
And they do that so it can't, it's said for, they do it so there's a permanent record so they can't manipulate the figures at the courthouse or anywhere. That's why there's more wage garnishments. They won't recognize those. See these two right here? They won't recognize those at all. Because they're not wage garnishments. I don't know why she's doing a superseding entry of appearance when she's been with Turnagain Law for a while, but you'll notice things like that in this case. Because this is all about stealing money out of a trust fund.
And an estate with illegal
Cursed
writs.
money at this point. It is cursed. They will suffer from it. It's nothing I do. I mean, I just know it's cursed. Yeah, and it's being proven. It is cursed. You have, you pick up that cursed necklace, that cursed whatever, that cursed money, man. Because it's not yours. You're stealing someone's destiny. So, and if you do that to an earth angel, you're going to eat it. You really will. You don't like it. You don't like it. His little bad cussing redhead. He don't like that. He don't like you stealing from me.
It's because you're on
he has
assignment.
a destiny for me. You were not. You're not my destiny. You guys are keeping me from my destiny, and that's really pissing him off. Then they did the pension before. Now they're going to swoop in and steal the rest of my pension. I'm 64. They're going to do that. It's a whole destiny swap. That's why they'll never put judgment entered on the court docket. They'll do all these orders, order. Never will they ever put judgment entered on the court docket from those judgments as you saw. You weren't seeing it. I ain't seen it. You're not supposed to be able to serve any writs or to seize any property without judgment entered on the court docket with the amount owed. Because why? These guys have already twisted figures. Because it's never been done. Because they're embezzling. I wrote, yeah, and then I find out, they didn't serve divorce papers. I turned it into the police. I showed them I turned it into the police. But it is Alaska, and it's kind of like... So then my mom leads me to this, which she tried to make fun of. I know exactly what it is, so I'm not taking back anything I say.
No, I know exactly what it is.
I'll be proving that right.
Yep.
And then that's what...
Period. Shouldn't have been doing any writs, without judgment
she
entered.
just thought she'd She has no idea. There are people pissed at her. Yeah. Not people, really. Spirituals. Spiritual people. But they're on the other side. So anyway, yeah. That's the case. And as you saw, there was no judgment ever entered.
Couldn't do an appeal.
And they won't put it on the court docket as judgment entered or amended judgment entered or this judgment entered or that judge. They won't put judgment entered. Judgment's not official till you put the words judgment entered on the docket. They're not doing that because they want to leave it open to steal from it. So they did not want to put anything solid and hard on the docket. That's why they did it.
It's still
So
stole.
anyway, we're at my case and we know that, judgment was supposed to be entered before he even filed an appeal, and we know he didn't. So